Good morning, students. Today I am going to start the very first unit, that is Be Ready, The Duck and the Kangaroo, that is poem. I am going to start today. This poem is also full of humor. I hope you can understand this poem. I hope all of you enjoy it. So let us start. Be reading The Duck and the Kangaroo. Before going to the poem, all of you sit with the textbook and pencil or pen in your hand. Okay, open your textbooks, page number 16. The Duck and the Kangaroo poem. But before starting the lesson, I want all of you to go through little bit about the poet. Come to the page number 18. They have given about the poet. Poet name is Edward Lear. Edward Lear was born in the year 1812 May 12th, and he was died in the year 1888 January 29th. Edward Lear was a British artist, illustrator, author and poet, renowned today primarily for his literary nonsense in poetry and prose. In his childhood, he suffered from ill health. After a long decline in health, he died of heart disease. His principal areas of work as an artist were threefold. As a draughtsman employed to illustrate birds and animals, making colored drawings during his journey as an author, Lear is principally known for his popular nonsense works rather than as a travel writer. These show a great ability to use with relish the sound of real invested English words. The poem The Duck and the Kangaroo is a poem with a touch of light humor. Okay. Now we are going to start a poem. Please take page number 16. Open your textbooks. Let us go to the poem. If you go to the poem, we can see the title there, The Duck and the Kangaroo. So here the first line itself, said the duck to the kangaroo. Usually the statement should be in between the conversation. Here, I think this earlier has produced this type of statements at the starting of the poem. In the first line itself, the regular poems, somewhat difference is there. Let us go through it. Next, first stanza. Said the duck to the kangaroo, good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out to the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Just like a person who would never stop, you all know what is that. Okay, so that he is speaking to kangaroo, saying good gracious. So saying that, oh, I am very happy for you. Why? Because you hop. Hopping means in the sense jumping. How does the kangaroo move? It jumps usually with the two back legs. It jumps from one place to another place. So that is nothing but hopping. So the key is praising its quality of hopping. Next, over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. Just like a person who would never stop, hop in the sense of the jump. Okay, in the fields and the water, everywhere you are just jumping or running everywhere you want. But look at me, look at myself. My life is bore in the nasty pond. Nasty means unclean or dirty. which is not neat or clean. Nasty pond means the small storage of water in unknown place is called as pond. So look at my life in this nasty pond. Where does this duck usually stay? It stays in the ponds. So pond is usually nasty. If you don't clean it, it is very unclean. And I long to go out in the world beyond. Long means stretching. Long in the sense wishing. I am wishing, I want. Okay. Next. So here this duck wants to go out in the world beyond. World beyond means the world which duck did not see till then. Okay. Next. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. What the key is wishing to hop or jump just like the kangaroo, said the duck to the kangaroo. Let's move on to the next stanza. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we would go to the tree and the jelly borely over the land and over the sea. Please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. Let's move on to the next. We are going to what the duck asking to kangaroo, please give me a ride on your back. Now again is continuing, please give me a ride on your back, right? Let me climb on your back. So what you are, while you are jumping, I can also be on you and jump along with you, said duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack. Here quack is the sound making the duck. Here he is saying I will still sit quiet. I will not make any noise. Only one noise I will make. What is that? Quack. The noise is quack. This is just a type of place where there is happiness everywhere. So the whole of the long day through, and we would go to the tree and the jelly borely. The whole of the long day, he just wants to visit that mysterious and beautiful place which he did not see till then. Next, over the land and over the sea, please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. Oh do means requesting. The duck is requesting to kangaroo, please take me over the land and over the sea, in the sense you take me on the land and even over the sea. Also actually, a kangaroo doesn't usually swim on the sea, but here jumping is just like mentioned that he jumps long. His jumping is very much long to be crossing the sea itself. So just take me like that. Wherever you go, let me take me with you and let me jump along with you. So the duck is asking all these desire to the kangaroo. Let us see desire are successful or not. Look at the third stanza. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you will let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. We would probably give me the rheumatiz, said the kangaroo. Next. So, the kangaroo is saying it requires some little reflection. Reflection means I agree, but when you ask me, I should just at least think of that. And next, perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck. He is saying, okay, I may be lucky to take with you, but there is one objection, in the sense, one condition. What is that condition? Which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me rheumatiz, said the kangaroo. So there is one condition for that condition. Let me speak out. What is that? Let me tell my objection to you. So, if you let me speak out so boldness and speak loudly and speak out. So, what is the objection in your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold? Why? Because duck always stays in the pond. So, the legs are always wet and cold. Because of that, and it would probably give me the room at ease, room at in the sense which is not comfortable. Because of that wetness and coldness, kangaroo doesn't feel happy. So, he has objection. Let us see next stanza. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of frosted socks, which fit my web feet neatly, and to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock, and every day a cigar I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Okay, so what did the duck say? The duck said, you don't worry about that. I know what that you would give me those such type of complaint. That's why when I'm sitting on the rocks only, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. Worsted socks are woolen socks. What is the use of woolen socks? Woolen cloth. If there is water, if you pour water on the woolen cloth, just withers away. The water just disappears from that. It doesn't sink into that. Because of that, his feet are wet and cold also. Kangaroo might not feel that coldness. It feels as warm. So, duck bought 4 pairs of socks for kangaroo, and I bought neatly 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my web feet neatly. Web means the feet. Just you have ever seen duck? Just observe its legs. There is no gap between his fingers. Duck's fingers, just like a web. Web in the sense spider swap. Just look at the spider swept where there is no space at all. Spider covers all its angles with the web. So, just like that, my legs are covered. All those things, those types of legs are covered as web feet. So, it is calling its legs itself as the web feet. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock, and every day a cigar I will smoke. Okay, here clock means cloth. To keep the cold away, to keep me warm, to keep you and me warm. In this cold weather, I have bought a clock. Clock is a long cloth usually which gives us warmness in the cold weather. So it is cold weather. So duck has also bought the clock. And every day kangaroo cigar, every day a cigar I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. So he will also regularly smoke a cigar. Cigar means a cigarette. All to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Here kangaroo also might be smoking. So duck also wants to follow kangaroo. He also bought some cigars, said the kangaroo. Next, finally, kangaroo replied. Kangaroo said, yes, okay, fine. So you have bought everything that we need. Come on, let us go for a ride or in the moonlight pail. Okay, said the kangaroo, I am ready. All in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady and quiet to the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round, and who's so happy? Oh, who? as the duck and the kangaroo. Next, all in the moonlight pale. Moonlight pale means not so much bright or so much dark, just like early morning or early evening. So moonlight is also using pale color, usually pale color. So the kangaroo is comparing moonlight as pale. Next, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. Again, one more warning. What is the warning? Dear duck, okay, let me. I have to balance. While I am jumping, I have to balance you. So, for that, you have to sit steadily and quiet at the end of my tail. Where usually the duck has to sit? Here, end of the tail. Balancing along with that quiet also, kangaroo might not be, very much in love with the voice or with the tone of that. That's why it's telling don't shout, don't make noise, just sit quietly in a balanced way. So away they went with a hop and a bound. They started to go with the hop and bound. Hop and bound means not just jumping. Bounding is also called as jumping, only making a long steps. Long steps means long steps. Then next, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round, and who so happy? Here, how many times they hopped? They jumped the whole world 3 times. And finally, the author is asking, tell me, who is so happy other than these two, the duck and the kangaroo? They are very lucky. I think there is no other person in the world who is lucky as duck and kangaroo, because they have roamed, they hopped all around the world for 3 times. So that is a wonderful, nice and a lovable poem. It is just like a conversation, but just look at the expression of the words and delivery of the words. Look at the uses of the vocabulary, which is very important in this poem. Now that is how the poem come to an end. That was all about the poem The Duck and the Kangaroo. I hope all of you understood and enjoyed the poem. Children, this is the poem The Duck and the Kangaroo. Good morning, children. Today I am going to start C reading, that is Little Bobby, from your English textbook. This reading is also very full of humor. I hope all of you enjoy it. So let us start C reading Little Bobby. Before going to the lesson, all of you sit with the textbook and pencil in your hand. We shall quickly move to the lesson here. So the little we can see. Little Bobby. In this lesson we find a boy, a small boy whose name is Bobby. Does so many types of different letters he writes. He writes different letters to get something for his birthday. Let us just quickly move on to the lesson. So it is very joyful reading. So at the end of the story, you will find it is very interesting. Let us quickly get into the story. See reading, that is Little Bobby. Little Bobby came into the kitchen where his mother was making dinner. Next, here Little Bobby came into the kitchen where his mother was making dinner. What is his mother doing? Making dinner. Where the little boy went to the kitchen. He went to the kitchen to his mother. So little Bobby entered the kitchen. His birthday was coming and he thought this was the good time to tell his mother what he wanted. So his birthday was very near. So he wanted something from his mother. So he thought that it was a good time to get that gift from his mother. So, Mom, I want. So His birthday was coming up and he thought this was a good time to tell this mother what he wanted. Mom, I want a bike for my birthday. Little Bobby was a bit of a troublemaker. What little Bobby want on his birthday? He want a bike. He want a bike on his birthday. He is also another thing. He is a troublemaker boy also. Okay, next. So he directly said, Mom, I want a bike for my birthday. And he is also a bit of a troublemaker. Troublemaker in this, usually the small kids, small children, they stick to something, and if they desire, they wish for something for the parents, however they will finally get it. Okay, next. So when Bobby asked his mother about this gift, Bobby's mother said, Bobby, just think of yourself whether you deserve. He got into that trouble at school and at home. Bobby's mother asked if he thought he deserved to get a bike for his birthday. Little Bobby, of course, thought he did. His mother said, Bobby, just think of yourself where you deserve, however you have just much of qualification that you deserve to get a gift for your birthday, a bike for your birthday. Bobby mother wanted Bobby to reflect on his behavior, and the last year said, go to your room, Bobby, and think about how you have behaved this year. Then write a letter to God and tell him why you deserved a bike for your birthday. His mother asked him to write a letter to God. To whom he want to write a letter? He is going to write. He don't know, but his mother asked him to write a letter to God. Okay, next. He thought little Bobby stumped up the steps of his room. Jessie, his pet dog, followed him. Bobby thought for some time and sat down to write a letter to God. Jessie sat beside him and started watching that Bobby was doing. What is the pet name of his? What is the pet name? Jessie. What is that? It is a small dog. It is a pet dog. Bobby has a pet dog also. He went to write a letter. Then this dog also followed him and sat beside him. He thought, this Bobby thought that, hey, I am well deserved to get a bike for my birthday. He thought like that. Bobby's mother wanted Bobby to reflect on his behavior over the last year and said, go to your room, Bobby, and think about how you have behaved this year. Then write a letter to God and tell him why you deserve a bike for your birthday. So now you know the mother wanted to teach little Bobby a lesson regarding his behavior over the past year, since he is not much good in behavior in school and even at home also. A little bit of a troublemaker, so she wanted to do a small type of realization for himself. So she told Bobby, go to your room and write a letter to God. So why you deserve a gift or a bike for a birthday? So give the reason why you deserve the gift also. Little Bobby stumped up the steps to his Jessie. His pet dog followed him. But Bobby thought for some time and sat down to write a letter to go. Jessie sat beside him and started watching what Bobby was doing. So as soon as his mother said, Bobby, now go to your room and do this, so that if your letter is very much deserved, though God will give the gift. As soon as he heard, he just stumped up in the sense that he just climbed up into to his stairs and went to his room, and his dog also followed him. What is the name of the dog? Jesse. Jesse sat beside him watching what he was doing. Next, so he started writing a letter. First letter, that is, let us see what is the first letter. Dear God, I have been a very good boy this year. I would like a bike for my birthday. I want red one. Your friend Bobby. He said, I want a bike, and he also mentions specific a red and one, and he also given his character that he was very good boy this whole year. Okay, fine, letter is over. So Bobby knew that this wasn't true. He had not been a very good boy this year. Bobby no, he is not being a very good boy for this year. So he tear up the letter and started again to write another letter. So he stayed the first letter and started second letter. Dear God, this is your friend Bobby. I have been a good boy this year, and I would like a red bike for my birthday. Thank you. Your friend Bobby. Second letter. Finally mentioned your friend. So again he said, Dear God, I am your friend. This is your friend Bobby. So I have birthday. Since I have been very good boy this year, I would like a red bike. Two letters is over. Bobby knew that this wasn't true either. So he tore up the letter and started again writing. As soon as he completed writing this letter again, he knew that he has not been a very good boy in his school and in his home also. So again he decided to tear that letter and write the third letter. What he wrote? See, Dear God, I have been a okay boy this year. I still would really like a bike for my birthday, Bobby. Next, now we finally concluded saying I have been okay, fine. I am not like that much good, but at least average. Okay, in the sense average. Still, I want a red bike for my birthday. Still, I need a gift from my mother. Bobby knew he could not send this letter to God either. So Bobby write the fourth letter. God, see the fourth letter. Okay, go. God, I know I haven't been a good boy this year. I am very sorry. I will be a good boy if you just send me a bike for my birthday. Please, thank you, Bobby. Again, he started writing fourth letter. So letter 4. God, I know I haven't been a good boy this year. Finally, he realized that he had been a good boy, and he mentioned that God, I haven't been a good boy. I am very sorry. Okay, so far that I am very sorry. I will be good boy if you just send me a bike for my birthday. Let us do. Anyone? You send me a bike for my birthday, and this whole year and next year I will be very good boy. I will behave very well. That's all. Even fourth letter also over. And finally Bobby knew even if it was true, this letter was not going to get him a bike. Though what he said was a true saying that I will be good boy, and I am not good this whole year. I have not been good this whole year. Everything was true, but still he knew that he was not going to get bike since he is not good. He doesn't deserve it. Now Bobby was very upset. He went downstairs and told his mother that he wanted to go to church. And finally, he thought of something and he went downstairs. So he came down to the hall and I spoke to his mom, and said, Mom, I won't go to church. Bobby's mother thought that her plan had worked, as Bobby looked very sad. So this was the plan of the mother. Mother wanted to teach her son a lesson on his behavior. So when finally Bobby came to his mother and said, "Mom, I want to go to church." So his mom thought, I am succeeded in making my boy. You are being afraid of God. So she thought that plan had worked. Just be home in time for dinner, Bobby's mother told him. So Bobby's mother said, okay, you can go to church, but come back in time. Don't spend much time in the church. Bobby walked down the street to the church on the corner. Little Bobby went to the church and up to the altar. He looked around. So as soon as his mother gave permission, he crossed the road. Across the road there is church. So he went there. So he even went up to the altar. Altar is a place where usually prayers takes place, just like a stage. He looked around to see if anyone was there. He just searching for the people. He just confirmed there wasn't anybody. Bobby bent down and picked up a small statue of Mary and Mother of God. He slipped the statue under his shirt and ran out of the church, down the street, into the house, up into his room. What he finally did, he wanted to go to the church. He went to the altar and finally saw there was no one, and he just took the statue of Mother Mary and Mother of God, and they slipped means he covered that statue under his shirt and ran out of the church down the street. He crossed the road. He went into the house and directly did not stop anywhere. As soon as he just took out the statue from the altar, without seeing anybody, he just ran directly to his room. He shut the door of his room and sat down with a piece of paper and pen. Bobby began to write this letter to God. Again, he started writing his letter to God. This is last and fifth letter. See the letter. God, I have kidnapped your mom. If you want to see her again, send a bike. Bobby. See here, finally, he knew that the value of mom. No boy cannot say that much happy or that much good with that mom. So he also knew that Jesus' mother is Mary. Mother Mary, so if he steals the statue of Mother Mary, he thought that God will finally send the bike. So God will give me a gift. That is a bike. He will take his mother away. So he was written, I kidnapped your mom. What he did? He kidnapped his mother. In which form? In the form of a statue. If you want to see her again, send the bike. Now, this is finally a warning. So, he still remained to be a troublemaker. Even for the God also, if you want to see her again, send me a bike. I will send your mother. So, it became finally just like a kidnap issue. So, just look at the amusement of this particular a small test where we see a lot of humor in this. Finally, Little Bobby is written by Richa Rao. That was all about the story Little Bobby. I hope all of you understood and enjoyed the lesson. Yes, student, this is the lesson Little Bobby. Thank you so much.